What's up, duelists? I built a deck very similar to this a few days ago. I've made a few changes. I've added a few one-of tech cards, the two spirit monsters, the level 8 spirit monsters, but it's generally the same type of idea. We're going to be utilizing Botanical Girl and the Snowman Eaters and Treeborn Frogs to basically, set up our deck, set up our powerful combos, the Quickdraw plus Dandelion combo, and of course the Debris Dragon plus Dandelion combo. If you guys like this type of video and you guys like watching me play Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, if you guys just get a kick out of this type of stuff, consider subscribing. On the way to 5,000. Love to hit that before arbitrary date. Before arbitrary date, what's a good date? July 8th. Ooh, you know what else is happening July 8th? The Edison Summit event, where I'm going to have some duelists over and we're going to do some fun stuff and basically have a mini summit event. The lineup for that should be out in a few days. Still finalizing some stuff with a few players. Some people can make it, some people can't make it. It should be a good time, though, regardless. This deck, it looks like a lot of fun. It's basically what's been on my mind, this and like the Card Path deck the last few days. So it's the deck we're going to play today. I'm hoping to get a few dubs. If I don't, oh well. If I I want to resolve one of the spirit monsters, basically. I think that's like kind of what I'm aiming to do this video, is resolve a spirit monster and then do some other fun stuff. If we win, you know what? I'm about it. If we don't win, whatever. We tried, We built a fun deck. This deck is a lot of fun. I actually think Botanical Girl is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. And I like that it's extra plants for your Mark of the Rose. I think Mark of the Rose is kind of nutty. Like, straight up Snatch Steal in this format it's really good. Really, really slept on for sure. I also think that, there's a million other things. But basically, Mark of the Rose. That's what I'm talking about. Mark of the Rose also works well with the spirit monsters. You can take one of your opponent's dudes and then sack it for the spirit monster and then hopefully resolve a powerful effect. Another thing I'm thinking is against the dragon deck, they don't play a lot of defense that prevents you from attacking them directly. So if you're able to initiate a situation where you can attack the opponent directly with the Hino guy, you can pretty much guaranteedly win the game. Okay, playing against Kyosuke. Kyosuke's been around for a while. Powerful duelist, probably picking paper. No, he picked rock. Yeah, okay. It's cool. I did what I could. Opening hand is going to have... Wow, great opening hand, actually. This is really good. We could go Titanial straight up. We could go into Dandelion if we want to. Looks like Kyosuke's playing Ritual deck. That's what I'm going to say. Relinquish Ritual deck. Okay. This matchup, how do I feel about this matchup? It's not great. Bro. Come on. I'm just trying to have fun here. Alright. They're going to get to take our best card, which is Lone Fire Blossom, of course. Unfortunately, we don't really have much else we can do with our turn. So, they might take... Nah, they're taking Lone Fire. It's just the only thing you take here, because Lone Fire negates Relinquished and destroys it. So damn, you open good. Not really, bro. You can just Relinquish, take my Snowman Eater, and then I fucking lose. So no, I didn't open that good. Okay, I don't think taking Gores is the right move unless you have specifically Bottomless, which, fair enough. I think the play might actually be Lone Fire into Dandy. It helps get our Quickdraw plus Drill Warrior combo online, but it is really awkward if they go Relinquished and then the Relinquished is the Jin guy. However, we do have Book and Phoenix Wing to deal with the Jin Relinquished. I still think it just gets our hand online, more or less. We could go Lone Fire into Dandy, or we could just set Snowman Eater, but I do like Lone Fire into Dandy. I think it's the best play. I mean, could be Botanical Girl, Crash, get Dandy. That's not actually that bad. You know what? Let's just get Titanial. I don't want to think too much. I want to pressure the opponent. I want to pressure them. Let's get this Manju out of here. Fiendish Chain. Sure. That doesn't really matter. I think this card is actually one of the worst cards in Edison format. Because, look at this. You Fiendish Chain my Titanial. What are you going to do? You still have to get over the Titanial. This still negates your relinquished. I'm just up +1. They're going to blind Space Typhoon. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. You're going to blind Space Typhoon knowing I have Chainable Wind Blast. That's a terrible play. I don't even know what to say. I mean, like, I guess the only targets for Wind Blast are Fiendish Chain and Manju, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? Oh, we drew the second Lone Fire, and that's why we leave the second Lone Fire in the deck, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we do it. All right, let's go ahead and go Lone Fire, activate, and go get Dandelion. Cool. We could also get Botanical Girl. I'm not opposed to that. If we get Botanical Girl, we Wind Blast their Fiend Chain. We could crash get Dandy. Actually, that's kind of cool. Yeah, let's get Botanical Girl. Let's go ahead and crash. Take 100. Go get Dandelion. And then we will use the ability of Quickdraw. Pitch Dandelion. Special summon. Oh shit, we get 2 tokens. Do we want to banish the drill? Actually, this was probably bad. Now that I'm thinking about it. We could just make Turbo Warrior, actually. He seems kind of good. I don't hate making Turbo Warrior here. Their deck probably has a lot of trouble dealing with him. And we'll pass. I like this position. I think it's pretty good. I think it's going to be hard for us to lose from here. They have Black Illusion Ritual, which is 1 blank. They can make Relinquish, but Relinquish can't do shit to Turbo Warrior. Also can't do shit while we have Titanium in play. Caius can't do shit to Turbo Warrior. Raikou can't do shit to Turbo Warrior. What are your outs? You don't got any. And our Avarice is live now? Hell yeah. Another Snowman. Not the best. They left the Manju in attack position. I mean, I'm going to get my damage. Alright. They're going to take 11. We're going to go ahead and set Snowman and pass. There's no real reason to set Snowman, but there's no real reason not to, you know? Here's Raikou. It's going to target the back row. Okay. We can think don't mill. Yeah, don't mill yet. Put the cards back. Yeah, don't mill yet. What the fuck? You know my hand, too. Like, why are you milling through? I also have Titanium. In play. Like, I have ways to stop this. You can't just be milling like that. I think... Man, it's tough, right? It's tough. I don't know how this would be ruled in a tournament. I think you're not supposed to shuffle. I think in tournament, you're not supposed to shuffle, but it depends on the judge. I'd say shuffle, but I don't know what the ruling is. I think we are going to use Titanium to negate this Raikou. And Fiendish Chain is left in play. So Gores is now dead. Another reason why Fiendish Chain is dog shit card. Means you don't have Gores. Yeah, we could have Wind Blasted the Fiendish Chain, but I don't want to let them get the mills, because they might have something like Pot of Avarice or Preparation of Rites. And after seeing obviously they don't have Gores because we saw it in their deck, but I'm trying to pretend like we didn't see that, you know, but it's like, how are you going to pretend? Oh, okay. Well, that's just great. That's just unfair. Like, I feel like that's just unfair. We're going to sack 2 and then summon Yamada Dragon, and then obviously we're going to attack with Yamada Dragon and draw 4 cards. Like, the game's going to end. Oh, they have Battle Fader. Okay. So they're playing Battle Fader. They're playing a lot of really shitty cards. But that's fine. I mean, like, we get Yamada Dragon back to our hand. It forced the Battle Fader. They can't really do anything about Turbo Warrior still. Like, what are you going to do? How do they out this? They have to synchro to out it, right? And then we have Wind Blast for any synchro that outs it. Yeah. It's either that or they like find another Fiendish Chain or something. But those are the only ways. That was really blue balls moment though, having a fucking Battle Fader. Like sure, we traded Snowman for the fucking Battle Fader, but we lost our token, we lost our shit, you know. I'm not super happy about that. Oh my god, dude, I'm drawing so good this game. What are we putting back? I think we're gonna put back Lone Fire, Quickdraw, Titanial, Snowman. Yeah. I think it's really good. I think this deck is really good. Like I actually like I'm actually really liking it a lot. I think Botanical Girl just getting you to Dandelion is really all you need, and then you can start abusing Dandelion a lot. And then I think this little guy's actually pretty good in the meta. Snowman Eater. Here we'll go Turbo Warrior, attack Battle Fader, get that shit out of here. That's gonna get banished. That's not a card towards Avarice, which is what I think they're building up towards. I think we're gonna set Snowman again. Yeah, no real reason not to. Next turn we could Wind Blast. If they do nothing, we can just Wind Blast their monster, summon Yamada, attack again. They could have another Battle Fader, but I mean, I just want to draw 5 cards. Let's be real. Sack Sangan for Caius, okay. But that doesn't do nothing. This targets a step monster for sure, because they know the back row, so they should never target that. What? Why would you target this? You knew about this. Think on cost. I think I'm gonna pitch Gores. Yeah, I'm gonna pitch Gores, target Snowman Eater. Or not target Snowman Eater, target Caius, of course. Now Sangan's gonna search. Because Sangan is mandatory Chainlink 1 in Edison. This is something that I learned recently because the conditions are met first. Sangan has to be Chainlink 1 and Caius has to be Chainlink 2 in these circumstances. Same thing with like Goblin Zombies and stuff. That's the way it works if they're sacked for a Monarch. Fun little ruling that I learned recently. Yeah, I don't think it's right to really target the back row because like you need to out Snowman Eater, right? You know I have Yamada Dragon. They search Armageddon Knight. What do you got? Like Chaos Sorcerer doesn't do it. I don't know. I just don't know what you're trying to set up here. A back row. Interesting. Well, now of course we Heavy Storm, right? That's just got to be the way it is. We got a Heavy Storm. They set Allure. They didn't activate Allure. They for sure don't have Gores because they set Allure to like bluff, basically. So we wouldn't go for this. But, I mean, I'm going for this every day of the fucking week, right? Draw 4 is just insane. Yeah. Actually, just the best thing in the world. We get to draw 4 cards. Fuck yeah, man. This is fucking amazing 4 cards, too. We got Snatch fucking Steel. We got Dandelion, which will set up for any other combos. We got Starlight Road. We got hella stuff here. This is fire, dude. This is actually hella fire. We did lose our Turbo Warrior, but, like, damn, bro, we just got 4 new cards. Like, hell yeah. Main one is good. We can also call up the Haunted back Turbo Warrior, which is totally fine. They're going to Heavy Storm. We're going to Starlight Road and bring out Stardust Dragon. Yeah. We could have also chained Call and gotten Dandelion. But here's Armageddon Knight. This is going to go get Plague, most likely. It could also get Jin. If it's Jin, then this is all fine. They go Black Illusion. We can think here if we want to chain. We can chain bring back Gores, but it doesn't do anything. I think we let them take this Stardust. I think it's just fine. We have Snowman Eater. We have Mark of the Rose. Like, we have every way to be cool with this, more or less. Yep. They banish the Jin. They summon the guy. We are going to take a big hit here, though. That's the only issue. We're going to take 3,900. which is totally chill. Starlight Road a little awkward, of course, because did give them something to take. We could have considered this as a possibility, but again, it's like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this, right? How does the Djinn work? The other player cannot special summon while Ritual Monster is face up on the field. The player Ritual summons using this card. So I can't special summon even if I take the Relinquished. So I just have to set Snowman Eater, which is fine. I'm super cool with that. We could also mark the Relinquished and run this over now to cut them off of being able to use Caius. We could do that. Okay, let's go ahead and do that, actually. It is a little awkward, but Snowman Eater should guaranteedly out the guy. We'll mark the Relinquished. Battle phase. Run over the Armageddon Knight. They take 1100. We're going to go ahead and set Snowman Eater. And then just give him back the Relinquished. And we're still up so many cards. The second this Relinquished goes, we can like call our Turbo Warrior and start to win the game that way. We can't ever get below 2,500. Because that way Relinquished Burn becomes a problem. Okay, Snowman Eater is going to activate, destroy the Relinquished. We're going to lose the mark, and the Stardust goes to the grave too, but I think that's okay. End phase, they're going to set a card. In the case of this set card, it's not Typhoon, it's not Heavy Storm. Fiendish Chain's such a weird one. I'm going to end phase Call of the Haunted, bring back Turbo Warrior. And then I'll draw for turn. I think this is a good play. Yeah, I think this is good. And we'll just go for a 2-turn clock. We've got Phoenix Wing Windblast. Now Brain Control's off the table. We set Phoenix Wing Windblast. That can pitch Dandy to set up for another Yamada push. Although Yamada attacking directly is lethal, so Debris Dragon plus Black Rose is also lethal. Yep. Cool. That was a sick game. That was a really sick game. I think it all came together well. Unfortunately, we did not get to resolve Yamada twice, but resolving it once was really good. Battle Fader does make me like these a little bit less, but I don't know. Maybe it's alright. Vanity's Fiend looked exceptional. It looks like it shuts off a large portion of their deck, which I like. Pulling the Rug also looked exceptional. It stops Manju. It stops Caius. It can also stop the other guy. Who's the other? You know the guy. You know the guy. You know which guy I'm talking about. Starlight Road seems terrible because they can just steal the Stardust. I also think they are probably going to board in some like Royal Decree stuff, maybe. Trap Dash Shoot is great. Solemn Judgment seems okay. I don't like paying a ton of life points because Relinquished Burn is real. So maybe Solemn Judgment's not the move. I think we'll side out Solemn Judgment. And then I think we'll... Ooh, Abyss Soldier seems great in this matchup. All of these guys seem great. Battle Fader, Gores seem great. I think we're going to side out one of the Spirit Monsters. And I think it has to be... I think Yamada Dragon is worse than this guy. This guy's pretty good. They're both so fucking good. That's the whole point of playing this deck, right? Is these guys. Maybe we don't bring in the Rugs on the play. We'll just bring in a couple of these. Does this make me 2 Tribute Summon heavy? Hold up, it might. We might need to side one out just because of how many tributes we got. Which of these is better and which of these is worse? I think Yamada Dragon is better. Straight up. And then I think we'll bring in like... I don't know. Dust Tornado or something? Dust Tornado is kind of cool. Ooh, DD Crow is also kind of cool because it stops the stupid Djinn. Maybe because they have Battle Fader, we should just be disciplined and side both these out. I really don't want to, but we're going to be disciplined about it. I'm going to bring in the third Vanity's Fiend, and then I'm going to cut... Maybe Dust Tornado's bad, and then we'll cut one more card, just something random, Call the Haunted or something. Call the Haunted is pretty bad when they have that one card, the Djinn. So we'll try and play around that. Opening hand looks okay. It's not bad. We have Brain Caius, which isn't bad. We've also got Treeborn Frog, which isn't bad. I don't hate Treeborn Frog right now. It's only awkward. Ooh, Brain Vanities is really good. Let's go ahead and set Treeborn. My game plan this game is I'm going to use Caius to force through this back row, and then I'm going to use Vanity's Fiend to lock things up. Wow. That's incredible. They're going to give us a chance. They're going to give us a chance to Caius their monster. I mean, I'm going to go for it. Got to target the monster. Okay, they're going to chain Torrential. Beautiful. Pretty happy about that. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to trade Caius with the back row. Treeborn Frog is going to give us Tribute Fodder for Vanity's Fiend if they do nothing. If they do something, I can summon activate Brain Control. And then, of course, I've got DD Crow to interrupt the Djinn if they try to do that, too. Obviously, we can't do it if they... Ooh, if they use Armageddon Knight, we could use it that way. We might not need to. We can just Brain Vanities. I think we'll be fine. We'll pass here. We'll pass here. There's Armageddon Knight. That's okay. They're going to send the Djinn. That guy's pretty sweet. Black Illusion Ritual. They're going to activate this. I think. It's interesting, right? Because we could use the... We can use it now, or we could save it for... Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good, yeah. I was going to say we could use it now, or we could save it for after we Brain Vanity's Fiend, and then they go for prep. If they can break this. This is going to prevent our special summons. Summoning it in defense is interesting, because now we can run it over with Crow. Huh. Interesting moments for sure. I think the play is pretty clear. We Brain Relinquished. And then take the Armageddon Knight, and then sack it for Vanity's Fiend. And then these go to the grave, Vanity's Fiend comes out, and 2400 wrecked. If their hand is all monsters, all prep stuff, they're going to have a lot of trouble dealing with this. If they have Raikou still, damn, they got us. Maybe I should have set the Mark of the Rose on a previous turn to try and bait a Raikou before they went for the push. They have 3 Darks, but we have Vanity's Fiend, so... Damn, they do have a set monster, but we drew another Vanity's Fiend. So that's pretty good. Actually, all things considered. Let's go ahead and attack. It is Raikou, okay. Tough. Let's see what they mill. They milled a Plague. Wow. Okay, that's a good target for our Crow. Main phase 2, I am going to set Snowman Eater. We don't have a great target for Debris yet, so we got to get Snowman Eater down in the grave. The Djinn is banished, so they don't have access to that as ritual material again. They could use Plague, but I don't see them... Going Plague Caius? Okay, there's a lure. That's fine. I'm so confused why they didn't allure last game. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, they searched Armageddon Knight, but didn't allure. Ooh, Battle Fader gets banished. Interesting. That's a good filter for them, because they see we're on this Vanity's Fiend plan. Preparation of Rites. I'm going to let this happen. I could Crow the ritual spell, but there's a chance they just don't have another Djinn. So I'm gonna let this happen. And there's also a good chance that they have another way to find the ritual spell, because they play 3 Manju and 3 of the ritual spells. So there's a good chance they just have 2 of them. If they go for Plague here, they stack a card. Interesting, they're stacking a card after prepping. Yeah, interesting. We're going to Crow the Plague. Now they're at 4 monsters in grave. They can't Avarice. They can still relinquish us, but we got our nice little 1-for-1 with the DD Crow. It's actually a little bit better of a 1-for-1. Dark Arm Dragon, that's problematic. We can blow up the field with Debris Dragon, or we can make Red Dragon and run it over. There's some complications with making Red Dragon. The biggest one, obviously, being that we're at 3,000 and Relinquish does kill us. So I think we just have to blow up the field, and the back row is going to be a problem. Standby phase will activate Treeborn Frog. They're going to DD Crow it. That's good. Very good for us. Because if their back row isn't real, we can blow their field up. If it is real, fine. They got us. But if it's not real, then Debris Dragon, activate. Special summon Snowman Eater. And then we'll go Black Rose Dragon and try to blow up the field. If they have Fiendish Chain here, damn, they got us. But if they don't, oh, that's so sick. That's so sick nasty. So we know that the last two cards are Black Illusion Ritual and Relinquished on top of the deck. We did lose our Treeborn Frog. Our hand is completely dead, but so is theirs. They have to pass the turn here. They have no Djinns. We draw Sangan. Beautiful. That's a really good draw. We'll Sangan attack. Next turn, if they don't draw a monster, we can sack for Vanity's Fiend, and then we can also tutor either Lonefire or Botanical Girl or Dandelion. Probably Lonefire, because we have Mark. If they did draw a monster, they have to think about going Relinquish, take Sangan, which is not a good play. Okay, interesting. They're actually going to go for a Kaiku attack and give us the searches, which is going to give us Lonefire. Or is it? I think it might give us Quickdraw instead, because Kaiku prevents us from activating Mark of the Rose. So we have to use Quickdraw. They can't banish Sangan here because he's in play while we take damage, but they can banish two other cards from our grave, which is fine. They'll probably banish Snowman Eater and Black Rose Dragon. Those are the two cards I would banish. You can't banish Sangan. He's still in play while I take damage. Yeah. You could banish. You could banish any of the other cards. I would banish Snowman Eater just because it's a debris target. Like, why would you not banish Snowman Eater here? That's the best one. Yeah, of course, yeah. There we go. All right. Draws Treeborn Frog. That's incredible. We could pitch Treeborn. We could also pitch Titanial to get our Mark of the Rose online. Kind of like that. Let's go ahead and pitch Special. And then we'll sack for Vanities. And this locks out their last two cards. And they're down 2 Raikos. I don't think they have a lot of outs to this left in their deck. It's got to be just the one Raiko and maybe like a Fiendish Chain or something like that. To be fair, if they do find Fiendish Chain, we are kind of fucked. Because Relinquish Crash is still really good. Manju's not good enough. That doesn't do anything. That does not do anything. It does deck thin 1, and it does keep them up 1,400 life points. But overall, it does nothing. Assessing my clock here. So if I attack with Treeborn 2, it's 1,100. They go to 29. It still doesn't change the clock. So I'm actually going to set the Treeborn instead, and we'll attack over Manju for 1,000. Setting the Treeborn could be a throw if they're playing Forbidden Chalice specifically. Also, Brain Caius kills us, but they don't have Caius. So they'd have to draw a Brain into Caius, which doesn't do it. Because they only have one turn. Oh, no, wait. They only have one turn where Brain is active, and it's this turn. Basically. Okay, they set a back row. Interesting. I'll swing. I don't give a fuck. If it's Deep Prison, like, damn, you got me. If it's Fiendish Chain, they'd have to Fiendish here. Okay, now there's some problems. If they Fiendish Chain Vanities on their turn, they can Relinquish, take the set monster, and crash into Vanities for game. But I don't know if they'll see that line, first off. And second off, if they had Fiendish Chain, they'd stop the attack. So, here's Charge of Light Brigade. That's going to find their last Raiko. This is the last turn they could have found an out. Wow, they did find it. I guess they also had Charge as well. They had double Kaiku, double Crow. These are good to keep in mind. They're going to set Raiko. Pot of Avarice. What a draw. What a fucking draw. That's such a good draw. Okay, here's the plan. We're going to attack with Vanity's Fiend first. I want to shuffle back both Vanity's Fiends with the Avarice. so I have the highest chance of drawing them. Well, yes, there's a chance that I find something else. I think it's just a little bit better to sequence it this way. They're mill 3. They milled a Jin. Fuck. That's so bad. Okay. We'll Pot of Avarice. We'll go. And these 2. Probably Quickdraw. Trying to think what else. Sangin. Sangin's good and great for call. We'll Caius Crow. We'll do that. So we'll go Vanities, Vanities, Crow, Caius, Quickdraw. I think this is the best move. And then we'll draw 2. We found. See, that's why we did it. That's why we did it. We did it for the chance of finding Vanities. I'm gonna summon Vanities here, and then pass the turn. Nice. And that should be all their outs to Vanities in the whole deck. I mean, Fiendish Chain obviously is one of them, but if they had Fiendish Chain, then they would have had to use it this last turn. If they drew it, yeah, GG's. GG's. That was sick. That was sick. This deck is sick. I want to play another game with it. Whew. That was fun. That was fun. The first game was really fun because we got the spirits, and the second game was like, this is the power of Vanity's Fiend, basically. This is the power of fucking whatever. I'll play against this guy. If he has a meme deck, though, I'm leaving almost immediately. Because I don't want to play against meme shit. Opening hand? Cash money. Super cash money, actually. We could lead on Set Dandy or Set Snowman. We could also lead on just going to find Titanial, which I don't hate. I think Titanial's a little better when we have trap cards to back it up. I think I'm going to set Dandelion. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Nah, Set Snowman Eater's pretty good. Wait, Set Dandelion is really good. Wait, Lonefire into Titanial's really good. Yeah, Lonefire into Titanial's really good. So the reason we're going to Lonefire into Titanial in the dark, game 1, it's just the play, right? We have Avarice. We have normal summon Dandelion next turn. We have all of the stuff we can do. We can even normal Botanical Girl next turn, which is fine. And then Avarice. You know, it's the Avarice. We need this to go through a Royal Oppression. Here's Substitute. Interesting. Okay. So we're playing against Frog Garbage, which is cool, I guess. We're going to sack that, go get Swap Frog. Titanial's really good in this matchup. Like, disgustingly good. Because the only way they can ever beat it is, like, absolute 0. Yeah, I think Titanial's just really good. They can bounce the Swap Frog if they want to. This could signify Gores, which we have to be careful of for sure. But I don't think this guy is the type of player to have Gores, okay? I just don't believe it. 300 direct. We could also wait, I guess, but sure. They'll just let us make the decision for them. Hell yeah. Dandelion in play is the best thing possible for Titanial. It means we have 4 negates for targeting cards. Soul Exchange off the table, Enemy Controller, Brain Control, Monarchs, all that shit is off the table. They need specifically like Dark Dust Spirit here. Brain Control, pay 800 life points. Titanial negate. Sack Dandelion, get 2 tokens. They could chain to the Dandelion effect, Enemy Controller. That would be a good play. But, yeah. Looks like they're not on that level. Looks like they're not on that level of powerful. Soul Exchange. Titanial negate. This is why this card is so good against this deck. They're going to pitch Special Swap Frog. Okay. Cool. That's fine. Opponent's now down 10 million cards. Although our hand isn't the best, we got some stuff. There's Caius. Effect. Titanial negate and destroy. So, yeah, you got Swap Frog. That was, I think, exactly what I expected Titanial to do in this matchup. That was nice. That was nice. Everything really worked out that game. No cap. How do I want to play this matchup moving forward? We have a shit ton of cards that are good against this deck. We've got Soul Release. We've got Vanity's Fiend. We've got, of course, Pulling the Rug. Yeah, I mean, that's all great, right? What's not good against this deck? Heavy Storm and Space Typhoon, not very good. Snowman Eater, not the best. Abyss Soldier, not my favorite thing in the world. Snowman Eater is like, it's not bad in like top decking situations as long as they miss a Monarch, but these guys are good. These guys are real good. We just really need to find Dandelion ASAP. Bottomless is also okay. It's like not like the best, but it does like get their dudes. I think Cyber Dragon, just so we have tribute fodders, interesting. It's just a little awkward because they just sometimes don't have monsters in play. I think Book of Moon is quite bad. Let's see how this looks. How does this look, guys? Does this look okay? I think we might have too many tribute monsters. Like dead ass, I think we just might have too many tribute monsters. It might be one of the spirits that has to come out again, unfortunately. But I don't know what I'd even bring in for it. Like, because Snowman Eater and Cyber Dragon are, like, not that great, so. We'll just do this. This looks pretty straightforward. Our 8 plan's pretty good against this deck. Like, Quickdraw, Titanial, that kind of stuff. Exactly. Here's the Titanial. We got Mark Caius. We got Mark Vanity's Fiend. We got a lot of stuff we can do here. Again, Titanial's just so good against this deck. It's just so good. This time we are going second, which is obviously not as good. They pitch Substitute, which means they have another monster they want to normal summon. No, the opponent's just bad. Okay. Interesting. Really interesting, actually. Because, like, normally you would want to pitch whatever else, normal summon Substitute, and then sack them off that way and go through all your frogs. Alright. Hand looks good. We're going to go Lone Fire into Titanial. This is going to set up for our Avarice and our Mark of the Rose. Little awkward that Mark of the Rose banishes one of the cards we need for Avarice, but that's okay. I think it's fine in this instance. We'll go 2800 direct. They have Gores. Of course not. They might have 4 spells, straight up. They're going to bring back Treeborn. Because the only reason you would ever pitch Substitute for Substitute, you know what? It's just a bad play. It's just a bad play, really, if you think about it. I'm going to let them take this. What are you going to do with it? Caius, your own Treeborn? What are they going to do with it? Summon Lad? Okay. That's not a real card. But interesting that they would have that in their deck. We take 2300. It's actually pretty good against the quick draw decks, all things considered. We could have negated it, but it's just like, why would they play the first turn the way they played it if they had another monster to discard? They must have top decked Lad or something. Pulling the Rug is interesting. Every turn we activate Battle Fader, it drains their dude a little bit more. Pulling the Rug, Lad can't chain to it because it's spell speed 3. So we'll go ahead and set it. If they want to bring back Treeborn, it's like, okay, there goes your Lad, right? Here we take 1800. Our life total is getting dangerously low, but if we get a chance to, we can mark into Vanity's Fiend and be okay against a lot of different configurations. I don't want to get so low that like we can't. Ooh, Dandelion's really good, actually, because it's like it'll drop another negate on this. So I will set it and then I'll pass. If they go for Treeborn here, beautiful, actually beautiful. Wow, nothing. Okay, they're gonna sack this for Caius. Caius is gonna target the. Why would you not bring back the Treeborn? I'm gonna Pulling the Rug the shit out of this. What? That was... Their Lad got them, I guess, 4100 damage, which isn't bad, but just like... That's it? That's all? Are they going to be able to function without Treeborn? We know they have Swap Frog in hand 4 unknowns. They have to have specifically Soul X plus a monster that doesn't have an ETB. I'm super down to go for Vanities and then just run in for 24. Also, this puts their life total really fucking low. So next turn, Vanities Direct plus Caius on itself is actually game if they don't have anything. They have to have Soul X plus something that doesn't have an ETB, basically. That was such an awful first turn. Like, just don't even play the 1-for-1. Just summon the Substitute that's in your hand. Okay, Swap Frog sends. That's their normal, so that's all they got. They could Enemy Controller take Vanity's Fiend, but they're not going to. Interesting. Alright, well, Mark the Rose game now, so we'll just do that. Banish Lone Fire. Take the Swap Frog and 34. 1,000. 24. GG's. Yeah, if you learned anything from this game, the way you played the first turn of the game was terrible. If you're watching this, I don't know if you'd be watching these types of videos. Basically, what you want to do is 1-for-1 after you normal summon a monster or whatever, and then go from there. Or just don't 1-for-1. If you have Substitute in hand, just hold your 1-for-1, because then next turn you can 1-for-1 get another Substitute and then sack your Treeborn that you got off the first Substitute. And you can do that without even using your normal summon. And you can go through all the frogs in your deck and then you deck thin. That's the whole strength of Substitute. If you're not gonna do the deck thinning part of Substitute, then just don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, just don't play the card. Like, play this deck, because this deck is that deck, but just it has better cards in it, like Titanial and whatnot. Okay, next matchup. Do I like the deck so far? I love this deck. I actually think it's really good. I'm high on it right now. I think the Spirit Monsters are fucking cash money. I think the Vanity's Fiends are cash money. I think this deck is really solid. Okay, rock or scissors? It's never paper here, unless it's got to be rock. Okay, it was paper here. Shit, okay, fuck. They got me fucked up. I'm picking scissors. Wow. They had the same mentality. Never paper. If never paper, then rock? Dude, come on. You actually went paper? I'm embarrassed, really. I'm embarrassed. We're both on 41 for some fucking reason. Why am I not playing 40 cards? Did I just forget to cut something? Opening hand is amazing. I feel like every hand with this deck is just cash money. It's just all payoff cards, like all gasoline. Here we have a couple of plays. We could go Quickdraw Pitch Dandy. We could just set Treeborn. I'm more inclined to set Treeborn. This guy is your way to break through this sort of stuff. And then this guy is your way to, like, win on low resource situations, because you have highest card quality. You don't want to do this first, because then, like, I commit 2 cards here. This is 2 cards into 1 back row. I'm down -1. Whereas Caius, it's like, it's going to be pretty much free. I'm going to sack a Treeborn that's free, and then I'm going to banish their shit. And if I trade 1-for-1, that's better for me. And then my 2-for-1 combo, which it ends to a better card, which is Drill Warrior, is better into 0 back row, more or less. That's why you want to go things this way. Okay, cool. Nice. Enemy Controller, amazing, because we have Treeborn. We're going to sack for Caius. Oh. This guy's going to target the monster. Every day of the week you target the monster here. Fairies. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Let's go 24 direct. Really interesting. I don't want to set either card, because it would shut off our Treeborn Frog. Huh. Yeah, I think we just hold it. I think we just hold the cards. If they crash and then drop Christia, then Brain is lethal. So, yeah, I just want to hold the cards. They're not going to commit another monster. I'm a little bit wary of Torrential. I also don't want to get the Treeborn Frog DD Warrior Ladied. So I'm just going to go to the battle phase and attack for 24. This damage is huge, because Brain Control in the later game is going to be really good for us. The opponent's playing really passively. I didn't want to play into Torrential or DD Warrior Lady. That's why we didn't bring back the Treeborn. Okay, here's Nova Pass. All right. Standby phase. I will utilize the Treeborn Frog here. I will special summon it. I'll give them a question mark if this is okay. They're going to say okay. And then we're going to enemy controller, take the Nova Summoner. They might have Book of Moon. That would actually be really good for them. Wow, they just had nothing. Okay, I don't understand. What was in your hand? What was in your deck? Why did you play no monsters on the last turn of the game? That's weird. They must be playing... Like, I feel like they're playing a combo variant of the deck. Because every back row in that, I guess... Yeah, every back row in that stops what I'm doing. Except specifically Royal Oppression, but they only play one. Maybe Call of the Haunted. So if they had Royal Oppression, Call of the Haunted, those were the two sets. And their hand was Christia, Gores, Soul of Purity and Light. And then they top deck the Nova Summoner, then it could be this standard build. But it would have to be like literally all 5 bricks imaginable. So I just don't think that that's likely. I think they're actually playing a combo version, which makes me want Dust Tornado a little bit more, and it makes me want Vanity's Fiend a little bit more. These are my big side-ins. So we're going to bring in these. I'm going to cut... I think Starlight Road might actually be pretty important. I'm going to cut Call of the Haunted. I am going to cut... I think both of these spirits are actually really good. I'm probably going to cut... Man, I think our main deck configuration is actually really good here. I'm going to cut Enemy Controller. I'm going to cut one Treeborn Frog. No, Treeborn's so good. It might be Starlight Road. Also, these into Herald of Orange Light seem pretty bad now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, maybe it's like Abyss Soldier, Kino, and then we'll just do this and try to play around Herald of Orange Light as much as possible. Yeah, I think that's the best. We'll keep Yamada in because Yamada's just so good if it ever resolves. Like, draw 5 is so busted. It could have been Cyber Dragon, though. That would have made this hand much better. This is something that I am afraid of with this deck, is there are too many tribute monsters. There might need to be another way to get a tribute fodder in the sideboard. Like, whether it's an electric virus or just like a way to generate a monster. Because a lot of our cards don't generate monsters. That's a great draw. That's such a good draw, because we can go Sangan, attack. Sangan's going to be able to find Dandelion, which combos with Phoenix Wind Blast. Is very good. If they have D-Prison, which sometimes the Fairy deck plays, we can chain Book. I'm actually going to set both Book and Phoenix Wind Blast here. DD Warrior Lady, of course, Awkward, End Phase Space Typhoon are Wind Blast. That complicates things. Now our Sangan's most likely going to take Lone Fire from our deck. Interesting. No DD Warrior Lady at all. Wow. Slow start from the opponent. I think it is still attack with Sangan first. I kind of want to Dust Shoot them next turn. They didn't summon anything. So I'm going to set Dust Shoot. We're going to Dust Shoot them next turn. And then next turn we can go for Vanity's Fiend after we have the info. They could have Dust Tornado here. I'm going to go for Dust Shoot now, though. We're going to see what they got. I knew it. I knew they were playing some combo shit. That's why they bricked. Yeah, this looks fucking terrible. Wow, we're actually just dead if we don't take Honest. Yeah, I think we have to take Honest. They have Athena, Valhalla, and Heavy, and Christia. Yeah, that seems correct. They'll go Heavy Storm first, most likely? Reckless Greed. Okay, that makes sense. I should have summoned the Vanity's Fiend. I'm getting punished for it. I'm going to Book a Moon, set the Sangan. They had Call. Okay, interesting. They're on Call plus Reckless. They've got Valhalla. Valhalla can bring out Athena here. It's Christia. Okay. Interesting. So they're going to attack this. We get to go search. I am going to search. Interesting that they showed us how they're going to play out the rest of their turn before we searched. this is why you generally don't want to set cards until after the opponent's done resolving Sangan, because Sangan actually, the way you search with Sangan matters a lot. I think I'm going to grab Botanical Girl. Our line this game is going to be just play very slowly, play very relaxed, and then eventually mark into Vanity's Fiend. We have to be a little careful. That's most likely another Reckless, most likely, but it could be something more annoying. This is going to be 1 out of 2 Reckless. Then we'll pass. They don't get to draw a card this turn. Battle phase, they're going to attack. This is going to kill Botanical Girl. We're going to search our deck for Dandelion. Then we have Windblast on their back row. We could do that now or we could wait. I think I'm going to wait. Another thing we could have done was Windblast to Christia, but I kind of want to draw lock them into drawing Christia. So let's go Windblast. I'm going to pitch Yamada Dragon. Target the back row. Then we mark the Rose Christia, attack directly. And they're double stacked under Vanities, under Reckless Greed for another turn. So this is going to be really good. Banish Botanical Girl. Take Christia. Attack directly for 2,800. They can't do anything about that. And then this is going to go to the top of the deck. And this goes to the grave. And we're going to normal Vanity's Fiend. And now this is going to be 2 out of 2 Reckless. GG's, yeah. They can't beat us. That's why this version of the deck is not as good. Because you have, like, fragile stuff. Whereas, like, the other version of the deck, like, I was scared at any point in time. Like, I can't even resolve my good effects or whatever. But this version, like, they bricked a lot. And this deck just bricks a lot because you play a lot of this shit, so... It makes sense. It makes sense. But if it was the other version, shit would have fucked me up. That's what I was saying too at the in between portion of the games. I was like, they would have had to draw like 5 out of 6 of the cards that could be dead in that specific situation, and that's just so unlikely that I think it was actually a combo variant. And I think the way we sided was correct for the combo variant. All right, game against Ultimate. What am I picking? I've lost a lot of rock, paper, scissors today. And I'm continuing to lose them. I need to get back on my A game. Gotta download the opponents. Opponent's playing one more card than we are. They have no extra deck. That's a weird sign. It's usually like Glads or Gadgets. Most likely. They're playing Thunder Dragon in 42. I don't know what this is. It's probably like Library FTK. Alright. Well, let's see what they're about. If they've got an FTK deck, maybe they can pull it off. Set monster. Nothing else. Could be Exodia. But like Exodia with 42 cards is stupid as fuck. I don't know how to say it in a way that's like kind. It's just stupid as fuck. Here we could pitch Snowman to Quickdraw. I don't think there's really a reason to get too hasty. Although... Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to get too hasty. I think we just set Snowman and then we could also set Heavy Storm. It looks like they're back row light, so if they trade their Heavy Storm with our Heavy Storm, I'm actually pretty happy about that. And if they flip and it's a Raikou and they pop our Heavy Storm, also pretty happy about that too. I just don't know what the fuck plays these cards. Okay. Interesting. Thunder Dragon and Knock in 42. DD Assailant. Weird. That's really weird. Huh. I mean, I'm just going to set the other Snowman Eater. That's really fucking weird. What the fuck? What am I playing against? This is really strange. Main phase 2. You can't summon in the battle phase. Yeah, that's not how this game works. All right. It's not the same because you already saw me take damage. Yeah. That information changes whether or not you'd want to make that play. Nah, bro. Play the game right. Yeah, because, like, you saw me take damage. Now you know I'm not using Mirror Force. Now you want to summon DD Warrior Lady? No, you can't do that. You can't see me take damage, then summon the monster and attack. Like, that changes everything. Like, do you understand why seeing me take damage could change why you'd want to play into Mirror Force or not? Or do you not understand that? Because, like, I feel like my opponent's, he's obviously a noob, right? Like, look at this deck. But, like, you wouldn't try to ask someone to take back this play if you were trying to play for any real anything at all. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just a casual, that's not how this game works. That's not how we can't just take back plays after you've gained information. Are you okay? Like, you can continue from main 2 if you want, or you can leave. I don't understand the opponent. Why would you want to do stuff like this? Like, that's actually a legitimate thing. Like, you can't just take, if nothing had changed, like, let's say they attacked with, like, they had summoned this and they attacked with DD Salient and I just took the damage and they forgot to click attack with DD Warrior Lady, and then they were like, oh, I want to attack with DD Warrior Lady too, then fine. You didn't gain any new information, but you gained information by not attacking with DD Assailant. So you can't just, like, summon a monster after you do that and then attack directly. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how this game is played. You've gained a measurable advantage by knowing that the DD Assailant's going to connect. So, wow, this is embarrassing. I don't know how to explain this to the opponent. What would be a good way to explain this? I guess I say you've gained a measurable advantage knowing the attack goes through. So you can't take it back. If you want to continue the game, you can. I feel like I'm being pretty straightforward with this guy. Like, I'm giving him, like, the opportunity to continue the game. If not, we're just going to go find someone else to play against. Dang. That's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. I hope you guys, as the viewers, understand why I would not let something like this go back. It's just one of those things where it's like, you've gained information, and once you've gained information, like, the game changes. And it may seem like a little thing to someone who's newer at the game, but this is actually big information. Like, knowing whether or not your opponent's going to use something on the attack of DD Assailant, that changes everything. Of course you're going to want to summon an attack after this. Yeah, I'm getting a DM from one of the viewers. I let people take back certain things, but this guy's being ridiculous. What if your set card was Torrential or something? Exactly. Exactly. I guess you don't want to play then. We'll just leave the game. We'll just get a different game. I mean, if you don't want to play the game by the rules, where we're both playing the same game, we're both playing the same fairness, then don't play against me, basically. That's how I'm going to say it. That guy's deck was weird, too. I don't even know if it was an Edison format deck. I'm actually curious to see if it was based off of how he's playing, I'm, like, assuming it was a GOAT format deck that he loaded in. Let's go ahead and see if that's what it was. This is the issue, too, with not having a fucking dedicated Edison lobby, is you can get games against people. Huh, that's weird. It's not showing up. Huh. Weird. Okay. Huh. That's weird. Anyway, you can get games against people who are, like, playing random jank with 3 extra deck cards and 42 cards in their deck. Like, obviously that's like not. You get where I'm going with this. Let's just get another game. Let's just move on. As viewers and recording people, let's just move on to another match. Yeah. All right. Also, knowing the attack went through, why would you want to summon further into Torrential? That's just bad. I'm getting a DM from Rhino2510. Pretty nuts, man. I mean, some people are just dumb. I don't know how to say it. Like, some people just don't get it, and that's fine. I just don't want to play against those people, and that's also fine. Where the fuck is my opponent? We need an opponent. Time to hit the FL Discord. Time to tell him we need a ranked or unranked game. At Edison players. Ranked or hosting. What the fuck? I'm just gonna say hosting. Ranked or unranked. Usually every time I say I'm hosting, I get a game within like 5 seconds. Whether it's from the Discord or not. Here we go, Dastrar. This guy's tight. This is the homie. Good luck, have fun. I like this guy a lot. I think he's a good duelist. I think he's a really good duelist. We're going to go for rock. I've lost every single rock, paper, scissors today. Oh my god. I don't know how this is even possible. Like, if we were just fucking RNGing a coin flip, I would at least go first half of the time. Opening hand's alright. We got Botanical Girl. That can get us to Dandelion. And then we've got some other cards. It's a little monster heavy. They're playing Upstart Goblin. Okay, so they're playing Turbo Dragon or Diva Hero or Blackwing. I can't really think of anything else that wants this. Oh, Counter Fairy. Okay. This deck's interesting. I think if you start Bountiful Artemis and you go first, the deck's pretty good. And then if none of that is true, then the deck sucks. And that's how I feel about the deck. Also, I can just set Snowman Eater here. And, like, if you don't have specifically Divine Wrath, you lose the game. I could also just set Debris Dragon and deck them out. Which I might end up trying to do at some point. Because this deck generally doesn't play ways to out resolved cards. Because you can't. You can't afford to play that many counter traps and, you know, this garbage and Vindalgian and whatever King Tiger nonsense you want to play. And you're just going to get walled out by a Debris Dragon. It's just the case. They might not even attack. If they don't have Divine Wrath, they shouldn't, or they should attack. Or they shouldn't attack. Because they can stop a flip summon with... Actually, I don't know if they can stop flip summons in that deck, outside of using Solemn Judgment. Wow, just set monster pass. Unique position for us. We're going to set another monster and pass. This is going to be a long game, guys. It's going to be a really long game. I'm letting you know. This is going to be a war of attrition. Settle in, everyone. Grab your popcorn right now while the opponent has... Oh, they're playing this shit too? Never mind. This is insane. Imagine opening like this with this dog shit. What? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? What are you doing? Am I like... Are you going to get fucking Sam Knight, I guess? That's the only thing that makes sense before battle phase using test. I don't get it. It has to be Sam Knight. It just straight up has to be Sam Knight. SDR is mandatory. They're going to pop a back row. They pop a Dark Bribe. Wow. Flip a quest. Okay, they're going to go into Geyserus here. They don't have to flip the quest. They can contact while the quest is face down. But if they don't know that, then that's a good thing. They're going to pop both. I'm going to use Botanical Girl's effect. If they have War Chariot here, then it's tough. Okay? Okay. They don't have War Chariot. Thank God. This is going to grab Dandelion. We're going to be struggling, I think, a little bit to win this one. I think it's really weird that their deck would play Upstart. What are you upstarting into? Fucking Murmillo? Like, what? Just play a different card. Like, how did you manage to fit all of this and upstarts? What did you cut? I don't get it. Alright, 2400, that's fine. This can tag out now. They can grab Laquari. They can grab double Laquari. I think that's the best thing for them to grab. Okay. They could grab Murmillo too, banish the Snowman Eater, but that doesn't really do anything, you know? Doesn't really do anything. I think we're pretty well positioned to win this one, provided their back row isn't like insane. Of course, they do have two back row. One of them was Dark Bribe, which leads me to believe they have another Dark Bribe. Either that or they have Solemn Judgment. I think Solemn Judgment makes a lot of sense. Upstart Goblin, what are the cards they would include in the deck, right? It's got to be like War Chariots, Solemn Judgments, Dark Bribes, Trap Dust Shoot, maybe. Because, like, otherwise, like, you would cut the Upstart Goblins for more defense. But, like, what are the trap cards you would choose to include? Okay, they're going to grab Secutor and Laquari. So they probably only play one Laquari. So that's one of the cuts. Okay. We're going to go ahead and use Quickdraw's effect in hand. They could War Chariot here. They're not going to. Pitch Dandy, special summon out Quickdraw. Effective Dandelion in the grave. They could use War Chariot here too. Okay, they're not going to. Wild. So what is set then? We haven't normaled yet. I think the answer is Junk Archer. Priority Banish Secutor. Could be that, or it could be Turbo Warrior. Turbo Warrior gives them a chance to resolve Secutor, though, because we don't utilize the tokens fully. I guess we could with Debris. Yeah, let's make Turbo Warrior then. Turbo Warrior is like the safe move. I think Junk Archer is kind of like the flashy move. They did have Solemn. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's got to be Solemn here. Okay, so they're going to Solemn Turbo Warrior. But that's okay. That's, you know, that's just part of the game. Now we've got two plays. We've got Mark of the Rose and Debris Dragon. I think it's okay for us to mark a monster if we're going to crash it. Or if we're going to give it back. I think if we mark... I think we should Debris first. Target Snowman. I don't want to give them opportunities to tag. I want to make Stardust first. Okay, Snowman's going to come out. Then we're going to Synchro into Stardust here. So Stardust comes out first. I think the worst thing possible is if their set card is Wabaku, or if they have Honest in hand. But I think the play is to mark the Artemis and kill both Glads, regardless. And then we Avarice. I think we Avarice first. Leave Botanical. They're gonna Magic Train? They're playing Upstart and fucking Magic Train in the same deck? Think here. They're gonna draw to 4 cards. How does this work? They can discard 1 spell to negate this card's effect. Unfortunately, it doesn't negate this card's immediately after it resolves. Does it resolve? If I negate that, do you draw with Artemis? That's what I want to know. Only if you pitch a spell. What do you mean? I can't Stardust chain. It's spell speed 3. But if I negate with if I negate with drain effect, can I do you still draw? Are you sure? I'm gonna Google this because like that don't sound right. Magic drain and that just don't sound right. I feel like it would have to resolve. And if the effect is negated, then does it still resolve? I guess the activation would still. The effects would resolve without effect? I'm not sure. Magic drain. Bountiful. Artemis. Artemis's effect of Magic Drain is negated by its own effect when your opponent discards a spell card. If your opponent... Okay, hold on. Hold up. Okay. Okay, cool. They link the rolling. In that case, should I think here? Should I just mark or should I just let him draw? I think letting him draw is fine because I have mark and I can just kill both their glads and then they just fucking lose to Stardust Dragon. So I think it's fine. But 2 draws is nice. We can find a trap, but then we don't kill both glads. That's good. That's good. They get their +1. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Mark takes Bountiful Artemis. This is also going to screw with their turn. Or our turn, because we'll get Bountiful Artemis back on our turn, and there's nothing they can do about it. And then they can't tag off of it, obviously. Stardust is going to run over Secutor. That's 2100. Their life total is also getting really low. I fucked up. I was supposed to fucking... Wrong one. Yeah, that was wrong, but I clicked it. Yeah, I'll take it. I did say that Stardust should attack Secutor. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Are you sure? I was going to attack over in the other order. If they're going to let me take it back, or not take it back. I did say it out loud. So, I mean, like, I'm caught in 4K either way. My misplay's caught in 4K. You'd rather be authentic? I mean, I said it out loud. If I was playing in a real match, like, I said it all out. But, alright. I mean, I respect it. Alright. So, you take 100 more. Because Stardust is 400 more. Yeah. And then, end phase, they get the Bountiful. Yeah, I almost threw this game. Or I did throw this game, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to pitch there for the Magic Drain either. I guess we'll see. I think it's fine not to, just because we clear the Glads. And the Glads are the cards I need to clear. And the Bountiful Artemis is not really that big of a deal on their turn. Because they can't use a counter trap now. And this guy doesn't do anything. Unless they draw fucking Honest. That would be the one thing that like would fuck me up. For sure. Wonder what they're thinking about now. If they can find a way to force Stardust and then ready Ari, that'd be good. I just think it's really hard to do that without a Glad in play already. Yeah. I should definitely have lost this game. I'm going to just go out on a record, so if I still lose this game, justice is served. But the opponent was kind enough to let me take back my misplay for no fucking reason. And we take those, so we're out here. To be fair, the whole point was, like I did say at the beginning of the turn, the whole point is to mark and then take that. For some reason, when this fucking ruling shit is, this is a total John, but for some fucking reason when yeah, I can't do anything. When rulings come up, I get fucking distracted as shit, and I start thinking about the rulings. I start thinking about why they even happen. Okay, here's Test Tiger. That's going to tag out the Quest. It's all good. Obviously, I can't stop it. I just have fucking Stardust in play. This is going to make Murmillo. Murmillo can being negated by Stardust. But then if they have a way to special summon another Glad, or DD Crow or Stardust or something, I just don't get what do they cut for Upstart Goblin? It has to be defensive traps, right? Because you have room for Magic Drain, Dark Bribe, and Solemn Judgment. You're not playing Magic Drain until you've maxed out Dark Bribe. That's just like facts. That's just facts. Then you're also playing War Chariots, right? Here's Darius. Okay. That's fine. I don't know. Is this... If you get Darius in attack, how does this work? Okay, draw phase, standby phase, we get Artemis back. We drew Abyss Soldier. That's a great draw. You're good. I think if they had waited, maybe. Well, I guess they have to do this or they die. But they die anyway, right? We just bounce and then attack directly with Stardust. So we'll go Abyss Soldier. Activate. Pitch Snowman. Bounce Darius. And then Stardust Direct is lethal. Go battle phase. Attack directly for 25. Okay. Damn, we threw that game for sure. All right, this matchup. I don't know. I don't fucking know. They have Magic Drain. I think it's like one of those matchups where if you just have bigger monsters, you just win. The spirits are bad here. For sure the spirits are bad here. Dusty is always going to be live. Seven Tools is always going to be live. Vanity's Fiend is pretty good. It's pretty good because it looks like they're playing Glads, Artemis, and then they're countering a lot of spell and traps with Dark Bribe and Magic Drain, and then Gladiator Beast War Chariot and Solemn Judgment. Out of those cards, only Solemn Judgment stops Vanity's Fiend. No Divine Wrath either, if that's something they're on. Bottomless Trap Hole also seems okay. It seems more serviceable than some of our other shit, basically. Some of the stuff I want to cut. I do like Snowman Eater in this matchup, although it is awkward that it sticks around. We're going to have lots of ways to convert off of it here. We're going to side none of the -1 stuff. I think all of that comes out because -1 into counter traps is just really shitty. Pot of Avarice is a little slow. We're going to side out 1. I think Starlight Road is never going to come up. Well, it might come up because of Geyserist specifically. All right, I can see that. Let's cut Trap Dust Shoot. That card's never going to be live. Let's cut... We could cut a Botanical Girl or 2. Honestly, it was pretty good that game. It was pretty good. Because it was able to search us our Dandelion and get us our Quickdraw playoff. And then force through the Solemn. So it's actually pretty good. It might be like 1 Treeborn. Then we'll do this. That looks okay. The Wind Blast might be okay still. But I feel like it's better to just have like 1-for-1 traps so we're not going -1 into back row. Book of Moon might be... Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is all fine. Magic Drain, interesting. It's most often going to be a hard counter against us because we're only playing 7 spells. And all of our spells are high impact. So like, that's just something we have to keep in mind with Magic Drain. They could have like D-Fissure plus a bunch of counter traps. That'd be really annoying. That changes my thought process a little bit. That makes it so I kind of do want to Wind Blast over like, I don't know, one of my other graveyard cards. This matchup is probably a lot easier if we're going first. And so far we haven't gone first in either game. We definitely fucked up the last game by attacking the Secutor, but assuming we had just gone with the game plan, which is what we said at the beginning of the turn, which was mark and then clear both Glads, then we would have won that game, which is a huge mix-up for going second. This hand fucking sucks. I'm going to be real with you. It's pretty fucking bad. We need a plant monster or the hand just kind of falls apart. I think I need another way to generate tribute summons. Just like, even like just a monster that sticks around, like a Jujutsu Master or something. Just a nether body type of thing. Or something that summons a token, or I don't know. Another Battle Fader, maybe. Because we have a lot of tributes post board. They have a lot of fucking cards in their hand for someone playing a deck that's a counter fairy deck. There's Darius. We gotta let that happen. I feel like they don't attack. Right? That's the move. Set 2 pass. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, that's a great way. That's a great way to make this happen. I'm going to brain that. Target Darius. We've got 7 tools, but that's it. If they have 2 counter traps, then... Wow. Nothing? Okay. In the case of nothing, let's attack. If they have a D prison or something like that, I will chain book. Probably. Wow, nothing. Just gonna let it happen. Alright. Let's summon Vanity's Fiend. And then we'll pass. They're gonna bottomless. Fuck, I want a 7 tools here. I want a 7 tools here so badly. We could also book, but then book doesn't give us the defense we need. I got a 7 tools. I got a 7 tools this. I need the Vanity's Fiend to stick. And they're going to solemn here. Okay. Yeah. That's okay, though. Because we got their solemn and their bottomless for just a 7 tools and brain and Vanity's Fiend. It's an okay trade. It's not a great trade. Let's be real. Vandalgian? How does that work? How does this work? If you negate the activation of an opponent's spell trap card with a counter trap card, you can special summon this card from your hand. Special summon this way. Activate these effects. So trap target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Alright, we'll book the Vandalgian. That's tough. That's really tough. So they've made space for Vandalgian too. Yes. That's really tough. Both games opening Solemn Judgment in the deck that has all of the Solemn Judgment synergies is pretty good. So I guess that's a good reason to play Upstarts. Yeah, that's fine. This is pretty bad. I think us going first is going to be a lot better. But that Vandalgian was really good. Yeah, that's tough. Maybe we should have waited on the 7 tools. I didn't know they were playing Vandalgian specifically. And we're not totally out of this. If they don't have a Glad, then we could be okay. But if they have a Glad, we're kind of fucked. They just didn't attack? Okay. Well, come on. Like, what do you mean don't attack? I'll use Quickdraw effect here. Of course we're going to top out of it. You got to attack there. You got to pressure. Like... This guy is summoned, this gets discarded, and then Dandelion's effect activates. We're going to get 2 tokens. How does Junk Archer Mark of the Rose work? To your opponent's side of the field. Oh, you can only target monsters your opponent controls. Never mind. That's right, of course. I think it's Turbo... It's either Turbo or Nitro. I think it's just fucking Nitro. If it's fucking Nitro, then we should Mark of the Rose first. It could be Drill, too. But then we have nothing to pitch. It's gotta be Nitro. It's gotta be Nitro. Okay, let me think here for a second. Okay, please no spell. No bribe. No bribe. I'm thinking like one of the ways he could stop this is bribe or magic train. Okay. Well, Natural Warrior Direct. Nice. GG's. Okay. GG's. Thanks for replay game 1. Yeah, I gotta thank the opponent because we should have played we probably should be going to a game 3 here. But they were really kind about it. That was a crazy game because I thought we were dead and then we just ripped Dandelion off the top. I thought we were straight up dead. I don't know why they didn't attack with Medallion. I guess if they're Monster Light, but like if you don't have other monsters, then it was a little bit more than a misclick, to be fair. I did say out loud that I was going to attack Secutor with Stardust, but I did say previously on that turn that I was going to clear all the Glad, so it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, it's hard to say when you're fucking commentating and doing the game. Because like I'm basically just like spewing my my thoughts out while I'm playing the game. It's an interesting thing. It's a little bit different, obviously, from the last game, where the opponent wanted to take back a play, but they had already gone past the point where they get information on the play. In this situation, it wouldn't have changed anything if I had just attacked in different order. Like, they don't have anything to play one way or another. But I hope you guys understand. I'm going to watch Raunuk's game, and this is going to be our bonus match. Raunuk versus Dasdraur. And it looks like Dasdraur is going to play against Raunuk and lose the rock, paper, scissors. We're going to get a little bit of a bonus match. I think I'm spent on commentating and playing after those last 2 games. They kind of, like, got in my head a little bit. I don't know how to describe it. I definitely messed up. Like, if this was a paper tournament and I had thought I was going to clear all Glads and then said out loud, I attack Secutor, doesn't matter what my thoughts are. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those situations where what I actually do in the moment is what counts, I guess. So if this was a paper tournament, I would have lost game 1, like, for sure, without a doubt. But since it wasn't a paper tournament, and since we are online, and I'm commentating and, like, doing other shit, and there's, like, weird rulings and all this other shit happening, I got a fucking freebie, which, hey, man, sometimes it's gonna happen. Dasdraur opening up with Bountiful Artemis yet again. Raunuk has his signature Wind Blast pitch, Treeborn Frog. Targeting a back row. I feel like you should hit Artemis. Like, no? Maybe not? Maybe you don't hit Artemis? I guess, yeah, you target a back row. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Raunuk is playing his 50 million card polymerization deck. Interesting. This might be a little difficult for Dasdraur's deck to deal with. A resolved absolute zero is at least going to be a +1 at some point. Raunuk's playing Elemental Hero Neos. This is a fun deck for sure. This is a for fun deck. He is not playing this deck because he is seriously invested in it or thinks it's good. Any deck that's playing this card, it's a for fun deck. But this is a cool card. It's a Giga Chad card. Bountiful Artemis is interesting. I just think that this style of deck where you have the Glads as your way to respond to resolve threats is, I don't know, not the best. But yeah, it looks like this is going to be a nice little 2-for-1 for Raunuk. 3-for-1 if you count the fact that it ran over the Bountiful Artemis as well. But the Bountiful Artemis kind of replaced itself. It got the +1, discarding the brain control and drawing a card, so it's like a +1 for Raunuk, which is good. I mean, you can't be upset about a +1, right? But then again, you have to think, I polymerization and I spent my discard, which was my -1, and then I spent an Airneos, or not Airneos, Airneos, ballin', fucking Elemental Hero Neo. So he spent 2 cards at least, 2 real cards at least. So it's a 2-for-2. It's an interesting neutral game state, is all I'm saying. Okay, Caius, banish the back row. And this is where Caius shines, right? I said it earlier in this video. Caius is really good into back row. And that's why Caius is so good in this format in general. He's just good into back row. He's good against monsters. He's good at playing these, like, pseudo-open board states, these low-resource states. Caius is really good there. Even in, I think Caius, there's just very few positions where Caius is a bad card. And that's why it's the most played card in Edison format. Pretty much. This is insane. Raunuk's only drawn 5 cards into a standard 40-card deck, and he's already found 2 ways to make absolute zero. And that's going to be tough for Dasdraur to deal with. He wasn't able to keep back row in play to protect the Artemis. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. I just I don't know if there's enough good counter traps in the format to really justify playing Bountiful Artemis in a deck with Gladiator Beasts. That being said, specifically the Gladiator Beast part of Dastar's deck is actually very good against frogs. So, it could be like Dastar sides out the Artemis garbage and brings in more Gladiator Beast stuff, and then murders Roundup the next two games. That could just be something that happens. Heraclinos is fucking insane against frogs. Heraclinos Chariot is like so gross. And that's fine. That's fine, that's just a matchup. There's a lot of different things that are like the frog deck is just going to struggle with this. And that's just the way it goes. You saw it in the first match with Titanial. You're probably going to see it in this match with Gladiator Beasts. Maybe. I don't know. Roundhock's a good player. Maybe polymerization into Elemental Hero Absolute Zero is actually the truth. Maybe it just kills Glads because you have extra ways to make that boy. You know what I'm saying? They sure are taking their sweet time to side. I guess Dastar's deck is a little unique. It's probably very difficult to side when you have to factor in whether or not Artemis is a good card in this matchup, or I'm going first. Do I want Artemis now, or do I cut it anyway? I could see stuff like that happening. Interesting moments for sure. Interesting moments. It's been a day. It's been a day. I used to watch a lot of old westerns when I was a kid. This format, it reminds me a lot of old westerns. I don't know why. Feels like it's like, okay, draw. You know what I mean? You're out and you got to face off against the evil guy in the town or the sheriff or whatever. Roundhook's kind of like he's like the general store owner of the village. You know what I'm saying? And he's got he's got those sawed-off shotguns under the bar, you know what I'm saying? So nobody mess with him. Even though you come in thinking you're Gladiator Beast talking that talk, he pulls out the shotgun, which is Cyber Dragon. He's like, not in my store, buddy. Pow, pow. You know what I'm saying? Not that I condone gun violence or anything. I just watched a lot of old westerns when I was a kid. Bountiful Artemis. See, and I think this card should have been sided out. I'm going to be real. I think you should have sided it out in the matchup. I think the drastic drop-off synergies, you're just going to struggle with Cyber Dragon. You're going to struggle with Vanity's Fiend. You don't have a lot of ways to deal with the resolved threat here. You have to proc a counterspell, and Roundhook just basically doesn't ever have to do anything to play into a counterspell outside of, specifically draw a card for turn. He can just run shit over. If Dastar doesn't have protection here, he's going to get blasted. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, it's the way I sided it's the reason I sided the way I sided in my games. But inherently, having a 1600 monster, you're just going to lose to every other monster in the format. You have to have a way to protect this, and you have to have counter traps to get those +1s. So this is just a very difficult card to support. End Phase Call of the Hunt is not bad. But, again, here's the thing, right? Glads and Bountiful Artemis, they have the same weakness in that both of them have really shit stat lines. 1600 attack on Equest, 1600 attack on Artemis. Hell, even the strongest Glad, Laquari, 1800 attack, is a shit stat line. You need deep prisons and shit to back it up. If you don't have that sort of defense, then I don't know. Okay, Roundhook, big thonk here, big thonk moment. Naturally drawing the Bestiari. It's going to happen more often because he has draw power in the Artemis and Upstart Goblins. On the summon, he's going to Wind Blast target Equest. Interesting. That's going to be met with Solemn Judgment. Dastar really does like to draw his Solemn Judgment. If there's a Vendalgian right here, Roundhook's fucked. Roundhook's fucked. So far, Dastar has done a great job of initiating situations where his counter traps are good, which I like. I think that's a smart thing for him. Using Call of the Hunt on the Equest there. I just don't know if you needed to summon the Bountiful Artemis at all. I actually think summoning it there was just unnecessary. Unless you were scared about your life total. But that being the case, why why summon it? What are you threatening? You know what I mean? You're not threatening anything. Now imagine he still has a Bountiful Artemis in hand. Next turn he summons that, it's GG. It's actually game over. Raunuk, only 3 cards into a 40 card deck. He's lost Mirror Force, he's lost 1 Miracle, and Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. I wonder what his hand is. This might be a tough one for him. This is where the Glad part of the deck really shines. Even though Destroyer kind of made a misstep with the Bountiful Artemis and threw it away, he's able to, you know, piece something together thanks to how powerful the Gladiator Beast stuff is against these froggy decks in general. And now if Raunuk ever wants to come back into the game, he's got at least 10 bricks. The frogs that don't do anything here. He's got at least, 6 Monarchs, which you need a conversion. You need a brain control or something. Destroyer, he does like to go into this Secutor and Laquari combo. I think this is a pretty solid combo if you have the defense for it. And if your opponent doesn't have outs, then you just automatically win on the next turn. I think it's pretty cool. I think making double Laquari is also kind of good, but he probably only plays the one. Like I said in the last match, he probably has to play only one. Alright, here's a second Cyber Dragon. That's big. That's big for Raunuk. That's what I was thinking here. I don't know what you could have. Oh, Bottomless. That's huge. That's huge. That's such a good Bottomless. That's incredible. Mirror Force is gone. Raunuk's setting a bluff here. There's no way that's an actual trap card. Secutor connects, and that should wrap things up. Because then you can go Secutor plus whatever into Heraclinos, and then there's no way to come back. No, don't attack with Laquari for... Summon Tragodia in attack mode? Then you don't get to attack with Secutor. You always attack with Secutor first here. Always, 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 always attack with Secutor first. Always. Discards Necro Shade. What does this do? Once while this card is in the graveyard, you can normal summon level 5 or higher elemental hero monster without tributing. This will allow you to normal summon the... What is that one card? Neos. Without tributing. Hold up. Is there a Neos in Raunuk's hand? No. No, of course not. One time Neos for the fans. I think Destroyer messed up too not summoning Rediari first. Because then he could have pivoted these two into each other and banished the Necroshade as well. However, Gladiator Beast versus Frogs, I mean, that's what I was talking about in the previous sideboarding section. If you draw enough of the Gladiator Beast stuff, it's just a rough time for Frogs. Especially when you have these extra added bricks because you're playing a more fun list like Raunuk is now. Perhaps the villain of this old Western story is going to win today. Not that Destroyer's a villain, but that's the role he's playing in this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what's up. If you guys used to watch old Westerns when you were a kid, you know what's up. Okay, Raunuk gets to go first. Draws to 6. He's playing 44 cards. Definitely not optimal. But if you're trying out new stuff, like I was today, playing more than 40 is totally chill. Here's E-Call. That's going to grab Stratos. Almost definitely. Yep, there's the Stratos. Stratos searches for Alias. 2 very good monsters to have in this matchup. They attack over or trade with everything that isn't Cyber Dragon. Sets a back row and passes. This could be tough. Destroyer is on the draw. Going second with the counter fairy stuff, it can be pretty bad. It can be pretty bad because a lot of the cards like Drastic Drop Off look pretty bad in the face of a resolved monster that can attack over Bountiful Artemis. I wonder if Destroyer was siding out Drastic Drop Offs on the draw or some shit like that. Makes sense. Makes sense. I think it's interesting to play a card like Drastic Drop Off. It has sort of the same effect that something like Heraclinos has in that it cuts off your opponent's top decks. But it does it while going +1 with Bountiful Artemis in play. I think it's not a bad card in this format in general. It also can discard stuff your opponent searches. So if they go for like Rhoda or something, you can discard that. Or if they're playing a search heavy deck like Machina, you can grab their search, which is kind of cool. It's not like amazing or anything, but it's like a build your own mind crush. Here's Laquari, and this is why Stratos is so good. I mean, it just crashes with Laquari, and that's totally fine. You're totally okay taking this trade as Roundhook. That's like a happy moment for you, I think. There's no monster in play. Your alias is still preserved safely in your hand. You're still, in the position where you have the tempo advantage. You have a back row still. You're big chillin' here. You're big chillin'. Also, you have to think last game, he went into Laquari and Sekitor. Does he even have another Laquari? Sets the Proving Ground, baits the Dust Tornado. Nice bait from Dastrar. Nice bait. But he's down bad here. He's down a full card. Alias is going to get in damage. Nothing in his deck can attack over this unless he plays Cyber Dragon. And it's just going to be tough. It's just going to be tough. He presumably has an all-monster hand, maybe even Dalgian, maybe Bountiful Artemis chilling out in there. This is going to be a tricky one. It's going to be a tricky one for Dastrar for sure. He's definitely playing from behind. Although, to be fair, last game he was playing from behind and he managed to come back thanks to a clutch Test Tiger, I believe. It was. Here's Bestiari. That's a card. But you need something else in order to get through this alias. Otherwise, why summon the Bestiari? You feel me? If you have no defense for the alias, then just don't summon the Bestiari here. Just set your back rows and pass. You take 1900, but at least you still have... Well, okay, hold up. That's cap. Because Bestiari in the grave is actually not bad. So if Bestiari goes to the grave, then Tiger plus Glad gets you Darius, gets you Gyzarus. Okay, and this is also fine too. Yeah, you do have protection for it. So I'm thinking maybe you summon it there even if you don't have protection. You don't get to attack. Or you don't get to attack here. It didn't battle, yeah. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, it must reach damage calculation. So you can't do something like... Yeah. Fun ruling for any Gladiator Beast lovers out there. Prisma, interesting. This is going to send the Neos, I believe. No, it's going to send the other guy. The one that we saw last time. The one that lets you normal summon a elemental hero monster without tributing. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's not good, but it's kind of cool. Just gives you a free 2500 beater at some point in the game. Cool synergy. This guy's just a terrible draw. If he was not such a terrible draw, then that'd be cool. If he was level 4 with those stats, this card would be great. You could totally build around it. Just think him being level 5 with those stats, it's just very unfortunate that he is a card you can draw in your deck. That being said, the Elemental Hero Neos is actually super good in this matchup. Wow, Hero Blast. Gonna return the alias and pop Bestiari? I would probably pop Bestiari. Dark Bribe, okay. That's a fine exchange. Because that would have been a +1 Hero Blast anyway. On resolution, they're going to try to Regeki Break, target Bestiari most likely. Is there my body as a shield? He had an effect at res. Oh shit. Never mind. Never mind. He said, fuck that shit. I've got Van fucking Dalgian, baby. And now you know, with the Van Dalgian, to destroy the Prisma. I mean, this guy is so honorable. Dastrar, most honorable duelist award. He's saying he was going to target the back row. Most honorable duelist. What a Giga Chad duelist. I think here with Roundhook, you should never target the Bestiari. You should probably target the Vandalgian or the Murmillo. If you target the Bestiari, they just go main phase 2, tag into Gyzarus. So I think that's not very good. Either that or they just go eQuest, add back Bestiari. But I think you either hit the Murmillo or the Vandalgian. And then you just hope to draw an out for the Gyzarus that they have. But that's crazy. That was a crazy Vandalgian. That was really good. I actually think Glad's with Vandalgian might be better than Glad's with Bountiful Artemis. Like, just play Vandalgian and then maybe play some of the other counter traps like Dark Bribe and shit. and then don't play Bountiful Artemis. I think the Bountiful Artemis is actually the weak link. And then in that spot, in the Bountiful Artemis spot, you could just play more trap cards like Deep Prisons or Bottomless or whatever the fuck you want to play. That could be really cool. I think this deck definitely has some potential, and I like watching it because you never know what the fuck is going to go down with like Vandalgian always being like looming threat. This is, I think, weird. With Ready Are, you should definitely target the Necroid Shaman or Necro Shade. Yes, you can banish their 1 water to get rid of the potential Miracle Fusion, but this deck plays like 40 waters. You got King of the Swamp and you got the fucking Frog Engine, you got all that shit. Don't worry about the water. Worry about the other guy, I think. That's probably more likely a threat. Either that or go after the Alias and cut off their Hero Blasts. Maybe. Either that or just go E-Quest, get back Bestiari. You don't need to banish anything out of this grave. You have the biggest monster in play. They're going to have to trade Miracle Fusion. Interesting. They're going to Test Tiger tag here. Yeah, I think this turn was played pretty poorly if they had Test Tiger. Because they could have Test Tigered main phase to get Sekitor. So I think that this is actually just a really poor play. Like, you would have got the same number of Ready Ari banishes. I do like that he's able to banish both the water and the Necro Shade with this, but you would have got the same number if you had Test Tiger before, I believe. I could be wrong. This could be 2 banishes versus whatever, but it's like 1 banish plus Heraclinos versus 2 banishes and losing a lot of different stuff. Like, this is Miracle Fusion. Yeah, I think it's just better to like not do that or just save the Test Tiger. Unfortunate. Absolute Zero should attack first because there's a water in play still. Yep. Good sequencing from Raunik. So Absolute Zero should be 3,500 here. Should take 500 more because of Ready Ari. And then Cyber Dragon attacks over this, and Swamp Frog attacks directly, and then main phase 2 you can bounce the Swamp Frog. I just think that like with this combination of cards, you should have been able to figure out like a way to do stuff. I also think Raunik targeting the Bestiari is really interesting. I probably would have for sure targeted the Mermilla or whatever. Crazy games. Really cool decks from both players. Interesting stuff on both sides. But wow, Raunik saying immediately saying the same thing. Vandalgian seems fun. Artemis is whack, but Chariot Vandal is powerful. And it is. I think that's a cool way you can approach Glads. That way, you're also not taxed on choosing your normal summon between a Glad and between Artemis. Seems really good. Anyway, smash like, subscribe. Peace out, everyone.